Hey everyone, it's your music video maven Gabby. Welcome back to the Musicians Prime YouTube channel, the #1 place for musicians to learn how they can leverage their careers with video. In today's video, I'm going to teach you 3 simple tips about how you can record amazing audio on your phone for your videos. So this video was actually requested by some of my followers, but this was one I was planning on making anyway because audio is such an important aspect to making video. Especially as musicians, even though we may not always have the greatest place to record videos or the best gear, at least if we can get the music across in the video, that is really important. Regardless of whether we're making a music video that's like staged and with pretty backgrounds and sets and visual effects, or if it's just a video of you just sitting down playing your instrument, we want our audience to be able to hear the music that we play and hear it well. So today I'm gonna go over 3 pretty simple, basic tips that I feel like all musicians should be considering when they're trying to get really great audio out of their videos. And I'm just gonna be specifically focusing on phone videos for today, just because the majority of people out there I know don't necessarily have access to a fancy DSLR camera. Sometimes all we have is our phones. And if you're watching this video right now, it's most likely going to be on your smartphone, or you definitely have access to a smartphone. I've always said that phones are great tools to capture your videos on, and the same can also be said for audio, given that you set up the phone the right way. So let's get into these 3 easy little tips. Tip number 1 is about setting up your space. Make sure, again, that you're in a nice, quiet environment, or at least in a place where wherever you're recording, the audio is going to be able to be captured clearly. Again, if you're in your house or your apartment, condo, whatever, make sure that your air conditioner's off, turn off any fans or anything that could contribute to outside noise. Again, it's also ideal to do it during a time that you know that there isn't going to be a lot of outside noise. When it comes to audio, another thing that you need to consider when it comes to setting up your space is also the kind of room you're in. Ideally, you'll also want to set yourself up in a smaller room. So like this, when you're playing, the sound doesn't like bounce off the walls and echo everywhere. You're not getting this like echoey effect. Another thing that kind of helps to absorb sound is by adding maybe some carpeting or some foam soundboards. Those are really great for helping absorb the sound, or you can just like move like a little bit of furniture in the way so it can help, just absorb all the sound that's being echoed in the room. So, just making sure you get setting up your space so you can get as clear of a sound as possible, because again, you might not be able to control the equipment you have, but you can at least, adjust the space and the settings in your room, and that honestly can make all the difference whether you get good or great audio out of your mobile phone. Tip number 2, mind the position and the distance between your phone microphone and your instrument or your person if you're singing. Now, where you place your phone and set it up is just gonna depend on how much you project on your instrument or through your voice, and how well the microphone picks up sound, and also how easily it picks up the sound. You're also gonna wanna make sure that the microphone, or if you have an external microphone, you make sure that it's facing in a direction that's going to allow it to enable to pick up the sound as optimally as possible. When you think about speaking into a microphone, you grab the microphone and you speak into it. You want to bring the microphone to your face so you can speak into the mic. And so logically, if you're going to be recording music on your phone for a video, you're going to want it to be in a direction that is like facing you so it can pick up the mic. Now, I don't know what your exact setup is, but depending on what you play and what device you have, where you set up your phone is going to be different. So I recommend, just placing it in a spot and kind of adjusting your distance, adjusting the phone's distance from you if you can control that, and just kind of testing it out to see how it sounds from different distances, while also making sure we see your lovely face in the frame. Speaking of microphones, that leads me to tip number 3. And that is invest in an external microphone for your phone. While a lot of mobile phones are really good for capturing like really top-notch quality video, the same cannot be said for the audio portion. The microphones built into the phones, you know, they're okay, but they're not gonna get you that crispy, clean sound that you would want, like as if you're recording in a studio or something like that. Anytime someone asks me what I recommend people invest into when they're first starting to get into video, there's 2 things, and audio is one of them, because audio, especially as a musician, is so important because the people who are coming to watch your videos are also coming to hear your music as well. And if the music is crap and murky, it can ruin a whole video. I'm that serious about like how much audio affects it. So it makes sense that as a musician, you're gonna wanna care about the audio and how things sound when people are watching your videos. So invest in your audio, please, please, please. And with that being said, I do have a couple of recommendations that you can use for your mobile devices. These 2 that I'm gonna recommend are the ones that I personally use, and I would definitely recommend you use as well. The first microphone that I'm going to recommend to you is this Rode VideoMic Me. This was the first serious microphone I ever used for recording videos, and it's stuck with me for a long time. Honestly, Rode makes a bunch of great microphones, so if video is really something you want to get more into and you want to just kind of keep upgrading your microphones for your video footage, honestly, Rode is one of the best companies out there. You really can do no wrong by investing in any one of their mics. But I really like the Rode VideoMic Me because it's kind of small, compact. You know, it's not like one of these huge hunky mics that you're gonna sit on top of the phone and then it's gonna topple over, especially since you're gonna be working with such a small device. For me, I like to use products that are not gonna necessarily be too bulky. Naturally, if you're gonna connect it to a phone, you know, whether you have the little headphone jack or whether you need a little dongle like I do with my iPhone, if you don't have something to set up this microphone on, it's just kind of dangle a little bit like this. That's why I recommend getting this Manfrotto clip. It's made for holding smartphones, and if you can see on the top here, you'll notice that there's a little place where you can put the microphone. All you have to do is slide it in, tighten it, and then it'll kind of stay in place and won't really budge. Another thing though about also connecting with the Rode VideoMic Me is you're gonna need a special cable to adapt to the phone. I forgot the name of it exactly. I will put the name of it right here, boop, and then I'll also link it in the description below. And the reason why you need this little cable is just so that the microphone will be optimized to record the video quality you want for the phone, because it's not, these are technically made for DSLR cameras, but they work great on phones. You just need that little cable. In fact, I actually have to get a brand new one because I lost mine in transition of moving all of my equipment to a new space. But here's I've recorded this with this microphone for foreplay clarinet stuff. So just to give you an example of what this little thing might sound like, here's a clip from Foreplay Clarinet's live performance of our original piece, Soulful. Now, another reason I speculate that this thing does pretty well, especially for like clarinet performances, is that it's a high quality cardioid mic. So it's made of the same kind of stuff that you would use for clarinets, or ideally for clarinets in a studio setting. So again, cannot recommend this little guy enough. I'll pop it back on. It comes with this little holder to hold it in place. Oops, oh no. There we go. So yeah, can't recommend this little guy enough. Rode VideoMic Me. The second microphone that I'm gonna recommend to you is the Shure MV88. Now, this was one that was actually recommended to me by a lot of people, so I had to try it out for myself, and I cannot recommend this little guy enough. This microphone is actually made for phones, and I believe you can get it adjusted to whether you have an Android or an iPhone. I use an iPhone, as you know, so when I ordered it, I made sure that it had the little dongle attached so you could just, stick it into the phone and it sticks just like that. What's really nice about this mic is that you can change the direction of the microphone, and so you can make sure that if your sound sounds better with the microphone pointing out this way, you can clip it out that way, or if you'd prefer it to face you and that's how if it sounds better that way for you, then you can record it that way. Even with being able to change the direction of the microphone, it's already a multi-directional microphone. That's just the way it's naturally built. So it can easily capture the sound from all different angles, which makes it a really versatile microphone. Now, you will need to download a couple of apps. You need to download the Shure Motive audio and video app. So like this, your mobile device can recognize the microphone is being used to capture audio. But I think what's really great about these apps, regardless of whether you're just recording it with video or audio, is that you can kind of adjust the gain or how much audio that the microphone takes in. And back to what I was saying about adjusting the distance between you, your instrument, and the phone, this just gives you more power to make sure that the microphone is picking up the best quality sound and whatnot, so you can hear that. So here's a little example take. I have my instrument set up here for demonstration. This is what it sounds like already with the microphone that I'm using, the Shure MV88, playing an instrument from this distance. Now, here's what it sounds like without the microphone. So yeah, while my iPhone mic is definitely not a bad mic, and if I literally was stranded on a desert island and had nothing, I would totally be okay with using that mic, but I definitely prefer having that Shure MV88 to kind of give me a better, crispier, clearer sound, both for talking like now, and especially when I'm playing my music. That's like, having good audio is like one of the most important things to have. The last thing I want to be worrying about is, it's like, oh man, the video looks good, but the microphone sounds all crackly or whatever. Ugh. So yeah, that's why I recommend getting yourself a good external microphone for your phone. And yeah, those are my 3 simple tips that you can use to record really amazing audio on your phone. I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, what you thought about the microphones, if you're using anything in particular, or if you just have any other questions around audio. And I'll happily make some video content around that if you have any other questions. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw in this video and you want more helpful tips about how you can make videos and use them to leverage your music career, make sure you subscribe to the Musicians Prime YouTube channel, give this video a like, and share it with all your friends, and make sure to tell everyone you know to subscribe to Musicians Prime. So with that, I'll be signing off, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.